Hello everyone, this is Shifty and I'm here to bring you another Rewind player feedback tutorial for you guys because this seems to have struck a chord and I think that a lot of people enjoy watching these, so continue producing these videos. I have been getting a lot of replays, they have been streaming in, so I am making a list on my channel, and just be sure to check the channel for where your name is because it will have a list of the order of replays that I will cast and commentate on. So I hope that I will be able to get through maybe 3 to 4 a day. And so if you want your name on that list, send me an email to myshifty@gmail.com, or if you want to get on that list faster, then by all means just write a note on my channel because YouTube sends a notification to my main email, which I check more often. So that said, let's get this game started. It is taking a little bit, and actually when I was loading it crashed. It better not crash again. So if this game crashes again, I am quite confused as to what I will do because this... Okay, it did not crash. Whew. Thank goodness, because it did crash when I started, and StarCraft was just kind of... I had to go to Task Manager, so it was kind of annoying. And personally, I actually don't really like that very much because StarCraft has been crashing a lot for me. Sometimes I'm just playing with my friends, playing like a custom, and the game just crashes and I just can't play anymore. So I'm not quite sure what is happening. Anyways, this is very interesting. I wonder if this is a custom match because we have a green Zerg. A green Zerg. It's green. And you never see that. I always see red versus blue. So I am very surprised by this. I don't know if this is custom. If it is, that's alright. I will commentate on it like if it was a placement match, but I'm just wondering if you guys have ever experienced this. I have not. I always play as red or blue, but more if you watch my FP VODs, I'm always green because I use that, where is it? I use color units using player colors. I use that thing, Alt F. So it turns you green, all your allies yellow, and all your enemies red. So anyways, we have the 1 o'clock green Zerg, CriticalMass, and the 7 o'clock lightning blue Protoss. Lightning, well, that's threatening versus CriticalMass. That's kind of like, uh oh, I'm about to blow up, and lightning. Anyways, lightning is getting up the... How soon is he getting up? He's getting up the 13 gate. This is quite late, quite late. So he definitely has more probes than most players do when they get that racks or the gateway up at a... I believe they get it up at 12, not 13, 12 supply. So this is either just, a mistake or, well, it's not going to be too much of a disaster. Anyways, CriticalMass is going for the, I believe it was a 14 pool. He got the 14 pool, and oh no, what is this? Oh, you just gave away 10 minerals right there, buddy. You think 10 minerals right there, and you did have a little bit of a delay right here when your units, you had 3 larvae and you were not building drones. So by the time you get your larvae out for the spawning pool, when the spawning pool finishes, you're not going to be able to build too many Zerglings if that was your original intention. Meanwhile, Protoss player doing nothing abnormal. I mean, he's got the 2 pylons up before he got the cybernetics. Normally players get the cybernetics up before they get the pylon, and then they get the other assimilator, but that is alright because he did get a late gateway, so that means his cybernetics, he can only produce that at a later time anyways. Is the queen coming up? Yes, the queen is coming up. And are you going to build Zerglings? Yes, you are. More Zerglings, well, not more Zerglings, well, I guess more than none. Zerglings are coming up, and oh, that is a lot of rally points. Bad rally right there. Okay, so one Zealot is out. He's chrono boosting a Stalker. This drone, you should immediately run away once you see the gateway with that chrono boost because you should know that your drone is gonna die because the Stalker moves quickly and can attack and shoot very easily. So any person using a scout, once you see the chrono boost on the gateway, just check if he has any expansions near his nexus, and that is it. Just pull out because you don't want to lose your worker. You might leave it, like, even if you don't want to go back and mine, you might as well leave it at a Zelnaga tower to give you more of a scouting advantage. If, oh, this Stalker is almost too giddy. Anyways, you want to just leave it, if you don't want to mine, leave it as Zelnaga tower. That way you get some vision if the opponent is moving out and you have a little heads up so you can better prepare. You can actually move the Zerglings out and try to, oh no, the Stalker backed off. If the Stalker's chased you to your choke, just try to surround the Stalker and maybe get a kill. It would be very effective because in the early game, every unit counts. So micro has to be like dead on. So if you mess up a micro and you lose a few units, that is gonna set you back incredibly. Anyways, Protoss player making lots of mistake here. I guess I'll delve in further is that he has 85 energy and he is constantly building probes, but he's not chrono boosting. He should definitely be chrono boosting his Nexus to get those probes out faster. As for the Zerg player, let me see what is going on. Getting a lair, getting roaches, getting 2 roaches, 2 drones. Let me look at unit count. The Zerg is suffering a disadvantage in economy. The Zerg player could actually expand safely against the Protoss early on in the game, because all that the Zerg, and here is the expansion, all that the Zerg has to do honestly when he expands is expand, set up your creep highway, and that is another thing that the Zerg player has not done. He has enough energy to set up the creep highway. Just set 1 creep, and then the tumors will essentially, they'll pay off for themselves. You just keep building up until you get the highway done. And you set up 2 spine crawlers right here if you want to do a fast expand, and you'll be fine. Spine crawlers with a few Zerglings are like, you know, they're just so effective. Even these stalkers, I mean, what are you gonna do? You already have speed research, so it is very effective. So as long as you, because if he did go for a quick expand earlier instead of getting these units, he could get the spine crawlers up, and that would be perfectly fine. The Zerg player is researching glial reconstitution, which means that when you burrow, you are regenerate. Oh no. No, this just means you can move while burrowed, I believe. Or, I don't know what this does, actually. Oh, you move faster, that's what it is. Roaches can move much faster when they are not a creep. And here comes the creep tumor. Just spread it as soon as you can. You can use your overlord to generate creep if you want to speed this up. And generate the creep just almost everywhere in your map in case like anything ever happens. You could easily move your units around. And here comes a Hydralisk then. I don't know about this. This might be a little too soon because your gas production was really delayed. So if you want to build up mass Hydralisks, you might as well throw down the 2 evolution or extractors right now. He did throw down 2 evolution chambers. That is alright to get up the upgrades as soon as possible, because Hydralisks with upgrades are just so deadly. Although you're going to be able to build like 2 Hydralisks because of the unit. It's just so difficult to get the unit, because Hydralisks are so much more expensive than they were in the original StarCraft. The Protoss player has gone for 4 gates. He is warping in mass stalkers, so you definitely need some spine crawlers. Spine crawlers do 30 damage against the armored, and they have 300 health, so they can take a beating from these stalkers. And that is definitely what you need. Oh, good. Just as I recommended, you are generating the creep. Although I recommend 1 overlord right here, generating the creep right here, so you can get up the spine crawlers as soon as possible, because when you go for the economic advantage, when you go for the expansion, you have less units than you should. You have less units than you have than the other player, so this might actually be kind of bad. You need to pull out right now. Pull out with these Zerglings before you lose them. Okay, that is a close one. And the Protoss player has a lot of money. He could be expanding right now. I wonder if he is going to. And this is a changeling checking things out. Not really doing much. So the Protoss player is not going, and this is very good. So this player is actually just 1 step behind what I'm saying. I am saying what he should do, and it's like he's listening. It's like he's following up exactly what I'm saying. I said get the creep tumor, got the creep tumor, generate the creep, he's generating creep, get 2 spine crawlers, he's got the spine crawler. Only thing he needs to do now is pump out mass units. He got 2 evolution chambers, but he doesn't have the money to support the upgrades. And oh, hold off. Just delay the attack until the spine crawlers come up. Just keep moving back and forth, and use transfusion on your Hydralisk when you can, because the Hydralisk do. And there you go. Now you move back behind your spine crawlers. Very good. This is very good play by the Zerg player. You need to generate, that's why I said you need the creep tumor, because right here there's the choke where the enemy will constantly move around, and if here's where you can get the creep, you can move around so much faster with your units. And so now you lay down the creep tumor. It is a little bit late, but you will be able to hold this off with your Hydralisk and Roaches. This will be an easy hold, and the Protoss player is suffering heavily from mismanagement of his base. If you look at his production, he has nothing. And you are building 7 Hydralisks, very good. You should need to set up an extractor as well as get your upgrades on. So get 2 extractors up, because even though earlier it might seem like you have 50 minerals and 50 gas, what the minerals are so much more easy to mine than gas, because you can mine 1 from each of the mineral blocks. So let's say that's 40 minerals, whereas 1 time each here you get 8. So you get, let's say if you're, oh, don't watch out for the management. So let's say even though if you're fully saturated, you will mine 8 gas for about every 8 gas for every 40 minerals. So now this game is over. Don't be so cautious. you are being way too cautious with the number of units you had. You saw what the Protoss player had, and you know that he was pulling back and retreating. When the other player pulls back and retreats, that means you need to push forward. And then if he has more units for backup, then you pull back and he'll push forward. So it is all a back and forth game. You need to be more active with your units. Don't just sit back in your base and just kind of dilly-dally while he has more of an advantage. And oh my goodness, this Protoss player is gonna go crazy with this. It is